This is video number 3 of the ULT 5520 door. We are doing XXO configuration. This is the first X, so this is the sliding panel that goes into the jamb. We have a piece of glass with a gasket, glazing gasket wrapped around. We start at the top corner, either the top left or top right corner with 45-degree cuts. We wrap around each corner we hit, we make a 45-degree turn. That's nice and neat. And then we keep coming around here and here until we get to the end of the glass. The first thing we do here, like we fixed panel, we take the top rail and we attach it to the glazing gasket by putting it in gently, and then we just bang it in. Then we go to the bottom and we take the bottom rail. In this case, the bottom rail has wheels because it's a sliding panel, and we want to make sure that we notice that the bottom rail has a unequal leg fin at the bottom, and that must mate or line up with the unequal leg fin of the lat style, and we're going to have an apply an unequal leg fin on the interlocker at the end. So we take the sliding bottom rail and we attach it as so. We bang it in place. Next we'll take the interlocker. We want to move the glass to the edge of the horse so it extends over the horse. We gently fit from the bottom first the interlocker glazing pocket over the gasket. Start at the bottom and gently bang it in place so everything's nice and lined up. And then we're going to do the last style. Make sure everything lines up. That the fins line up with each other. We bang it in place and voila. Now we're going to connect them. We go at the very top very quickly. We use the number 12 by 1.5 hex head washer fasteners. We use the interlocker support bracket that gets fed into the interlocker as such, so that the flat piece of the bracket butts up against the wall of the interlocker. And we want to go into holes number first and second hole. If you notice, the bracket has 3 holes. We want to go into the first and second hole. Okay. Now we go to the other side. Now the other side has a latch style, not a fixed style. It's a much wider shape. It looks like this. We use what we call a panel style washer clip. It has 5 holes. It has a blue label on top. We feed it in. The way we feed it in, we make sure that the bottom holes are in the bottom here, and that it goes in this way. The latch style has how many holes on the bottom?
That's the top, 2 holes.
2 holes on the top.
And we're using number.
For the latch style, we use 12 by 2s, not 12 by 1.5 hex head washer fasteners. Let me show them. These are the same as the 1.5, but these are 2 inches long. They go into the second hole on the top, and they go into which hole after that?
First one.
And the first one. So again, the first, second hole. That's fine. And then we'll tighten that later. Then we go to the bottom of the panel. We go back to the interlocker. We use the same interlocker plate, but it's much longer, as you can see, with multiple holes. We put it in the same way, where the flat part goes against the web of the interlocker, and the long piece is on top. It slides in. Now in this case, the interlocker has 4 holes. Okay. So we take a number 12 by 1.5 hex washer head, and which hole does that go into? The
4th and 5th.
It goes into the 4th and 5th hole, hold on, from the bottom. Okay? The number 4 hole from the bottom of the plate, and the 5th hole from the bottom of the plate, it goes in. And we also use a quarter 20 by 2 inch, quarter 20 by 1.5 inch machine screw that goes into the bottom hole of the washer plate, and that will connect to the housing of the roller, which is a machined hole, a tapped hole. Okay, let's make that tight so we can put the clip on.
We want to make sure this line up.
We're banging this in so this is nice and aligned, so everything is lined up, okay? Everything has to be nice and aligned. Then we're going to tighten these. And tight. Okay. Then we go to the other side where we have the lat style. Again, we use the same lat style. We use what we call a panel style washer plate. It has a blue label. And here we use number 12 by 2 hex washer head fasteners and a quarter 20 by 2 machine screw. Make sure everything here is lined up, it's flush. It's very important that the lat style, the end of the lat style and the bottom rail fin line up.
3 holes going to the top.
The 3 holes this way go to the top, so the end hole is towards the top and it goes this way. So you see here you have 5 holes, so you have 2 holes below the label, 3 holes above the label. The 3 holes go in first. You feed it in. You take the number 12 by 2, and which hole does that go into?
That goes in the fourth and the third.
So that goes in the 4th hole
And third.
and the 3rd hole from the bottom. So you have 5 holes, so you have to go from the bottom. So this is the 4th hole from the bottom. This is the 3rd hole from the bottom. And then you take the quarter 20 by 2 machine screw at the bottom hole. And it screws to the housing of the roller. Now what we want to do is we want to turn the panel over. We want to tighten it, and we want to apply the fin clip. We call it an interlocker fin clip, which is an angle that has 4 holes that are countersunk. And we're going to apply that to the interlocker so we have a continuous fin across. If you notice here, we have a fin on the bottom rail, a fin on the last stop, but there's no fin on the interlocker, so we apply a fin. There are screw embosses on the interlocker plate, so we're going to put the long end in here and use 2 fasteners that are number 8 by 3/4, number 10 by 3/4 flathead. I'm going to screw them in there nice and tight, just into the screw emboss of the interlocker support plate. Make sure everything, see how everything is lined up perfectly, it's nice and lined up. And then we take a dust pad with adhesive and we attach it as so here so that the edge butts up against the interlocker, and we now have the sliding panel that goes into the jamb all glazed and ready to go.